Welcome back to eBACE TV. I'm Allison Godlove. Joining us now in the studio is Thibault Baldivia. He is the co-founder and chief commercial officer with Ascendance Flight Technologies. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you very much for having me, Allison.
Great to see you. How are you feeling about this week at eBACE?
It's great. I mean, of course, it's tiring, it's exhausting because it's an event packed with meeting new partners, new customers, but also seeing again old friends and old contacts from the industry. So it's going great.
Yeah, day one off to a very busy start.
Yes, it is.
That's exactly true. So we want to talk about eVTOL, especially with you, and just talk to me about the state of the eVTOL industry at this point.
I think it's really interesting because also seeing both versions of the eVTOL presence at eBACE, both from last year and this year, we're starting to see that we're slowly drifting away from the very first view of the market that we had. At the very first, eVTOL were seen as a flying taxi. You often heard about like the Jetsons, the Fifth Element in Europe, etc. Like really, moving people inside cities, avoiding traffic, etc. And we're starting to slowly understand that it might not be the best use case, but rather going regional, linking one city to another, avoiding going to the airport maybe. Or it can also be used for connecting underserved communities, like remote communities that do not have a good access to, because you don't have any other options than the road and the car. So we're seeing that there is this transition from really this air taxi, flying taxi model to more of a regional air mobility model, which is actually a kind of a new segment in aviation, a regional aviation segment, but still an aviation segment.
Yeah, and we're talking then about additional range. So talk about that a little further, because that will continue to move this industry forward.
Absolutely, absolutely. Of course, reducing emissions in our industry is paramount, especially with the eVTOL. It's one of the main promises of eVTOL. But at the same time, we need to have something which is suitable for operations. And as I mentioned, we are slowly changing the model, going for regional missions, more range, more endurance also. So this is where I think the choice we made when we created the company 5 years ago to go hybrid electric instead of going electric will really bear its fruits, because these hybrid pods get us to have additional range for aircraft. So when I say hybrid electric, I mean both a conventional source of energy that can be conventional kerosene, conventional fuel, or sustainable aviation fuel, but also combined with batteries that we are using to take off, for example. It allows us to have this extra range that is needed by the market, but also to think further and to prepare the next step, which will be how do we transition the entire industry to new models. And our hybrid technology can do that actually. We've spun off this technology to adapt it to new generation of aircraft, like business jets that we have around here, turboprop aircrafts, stuff like that.
Yeah, to have the two here, the business jets, and then to have the eVTOL here at eBACE is a really important piece to see these two here together in this industry.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, if you look at the eVTOL is kind of at the crossroads between helicopters and small airplanes, 5 to 7 seaters airplanes that are actually turboprop aircraft, like the ones from Daher, from Pilatus, Piper, or whatever. So this is really close to this industry, which means that people operating those aircraft today are kind of the better suited people to operate eVTOLs tomorrow. And on top of that, as I mentioned, our technology, hybrid electric or powertrain, can be used to power this new generation of aircrafts when we will need to think about, the next step in aviation.
So what is the next step for Ascendance Flight Technologies?
It's an ambitious one. We've already signed 255 pre-orders for aircraft, which is great.
That's great.
And we're really proud of that. But we want to go further with maybe operators, customers that are here today at the show. What we are looking for are partners to really build our aircraft and design our aircraft around their needs, but also offer them a better understanding of the aircraft so they can prepare for the introduction of these new machines in their operations. And at the same time, if there are any people from Cessna, Piper, Pilatus, Daher, for example, hearing this message and that wants to come over to our booth to discuss the possibility to use our technology to propel and power the new generation of aircraft, I'll be more than happy to do so.
Come see you at the booth.
Absolutely. Innovation Forum at the just right
at the Innovation Theater, right?
The Innovation Theater, yeah.
Wonderful.
Just next to the main stage.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for coming by to talk to us about this. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much,
All right.
Alison. It
Thank
was great.
you.
Thank you.